from your vantage point, what is the most common thing or things clients do to sabotage their own success?
Okay, so hot question, and I'll try to answer it without offending current or prospective clients. But I was thinking about this conversation this morning, and I was at the gym, saw a trainer, and as I was walking home, I imagined this as maybe a metaphor that could get to some of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine the trainer is the agency, the client is the marketer, and the client says to the trainer, "Hey, I've seen that you have made some world-class bodybuilders, and I would like to be one of them as well." Great. So the trainer says, "Let's talk about this. Here's the diet, here's the exercise regimen that we'll follow in order to help you become the world-class bodybuilder that you'd like to be." And the client says, "Okay, that sounds great. However, I won't be changing my diet, and I will only be using a recumbent bike." So that is often the dynamic that we face, and I think the thing that can get in the way of success. And so, if I was to put some specific language to my metaphor, which might fall down soon.
No, I like it.
Okay, great. It's there's a lack of kind of cultural alignment on what that actually looks like. Like, what does success look like? We get so many calls of give us the work you did for Kraft Heinz or Molson Coors or IKEA, but there's not a real shared definition of what that looks like, what success looks like, or how to get there. So there's an organizational inertia within a marketing organization in order to deliver that. And so those are the things that are often talked about. There's the sense of, just do it to me.
Yeah.
Make me the bodybuilder.
Yes.
And it doesn't work that way.
Right.
And you can have the smartest strategist and the best creative, but unless there's a mechanism and some behaviors and practices and actions that are in line with that vision, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So that's where we go to work at Rethink.
Love that. I really love that. And yeah, I've brought this up. I feel like if this was a sandwich punch card, I'd be getting a free hoagie by now. But I've brought this quote up many, many times on the podcast that a brand is every touch point you have with a customer, period.
Yes.
And so to think that you're going to have this new disruptive messaging that's riding the zeitgeist, and you are not going to do a thing differently behind the scenes, and that's going to make any sense when it comes out in the real world, that's kind of a fool's errand. You know what I mean?
And I have a lot of empathy for this, because I have a lot of these conversations. I'm currently having one with a prospective client where they're saying, "Hey, we want this. How can you help us with this?" Because there's generally a handful of advocates, the pioneers, who are saying, "Okay, we recognize that where we want to be is not where we are. How can we do that? How can you help us internally start to steer things to a new way of working?"
Mm-hmm. And I think that's where the relationship stuff starts to get good.
That's it.
Because it requires vulnerability. It requires getting your hands a little bit dirty. And on the other side of that, there might be some of that well-earned trust.
Right.
That's the work that needs to be done to really trust, beyond lip service.